Okay guys, just to recap the video, last week, if you remember, we found slope of a line in a graph using rise over run. Well, there is another way to find the slope, and in the video, you just saw how to find the slope when given 2 points. You can use the following slope formula, which remember, m is the slope, equals y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So let's look at some examples together. The first thing that I like to do is label my numbers. So I always say my first set are my ones, my second set are my twos. That just kind of keeps it consistent. The first number in an ordered pair, remember, is always x. The second number is always y. So these are my ones, x and y, and these will be my twos. Okay, now all I need to do is plug it into the formula. So if you look up here, we have y2 minus y1. So this is going to be y2 is 10, y1 is 8. So I have m equals 10 minus 8 divided by x2 minus x1. So I have 6 minus 5. So my slope is going to equal 10 minus 8 is 2. 6 minus 5 is 1. Remember to simplify. 2 divided by 1 is 2. So my slope for the first one is 2. If we look at 2 more examples here, remember the first thing I'm going to do is label my numbers. So I have x and y. This is my first set. And I have x and y. This is my second set. So I want to still follow the formula, y2 minus y1. So I have m equals y2 is 6, y1 is 5, divided by x2 minus x1, which is a negative 4 minus a negative 1. So just be careful with your negatives. Make sure you're plugging that into your calculator, or remember when you're subtracting negatives, you have to keep change. So I have 6 minus 5 is 1, and a negative 4 minus a negative 1 is a negative 3. So my slope here is a negative 1/3, which we know if it's a negative, it would equal a negative slope. Now you don't have to put that, but that's just going back for a review for next week. And our first one was a positive slope because it was just a positive 2. Let's look at one more example. Plug in my numbers, x and y, my first set, x and y, my second set. So I have m equals y2 minus y1, which is 9 minus 7. And then I have x2 minus x1, which is 0 minus 0. So I have 9 minus 7 is 2. 0 minus 0 is 0. And remember, when 0 is in the denominator, this is going to be undefined. So we would consider this an undefined slope. And remember, if you worked out a problem and 0 was in the numerator, that would be a 0 slope.